Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Spanish ebook before it's gone.
Welcome to SpanishPod101.com. Español en 3 minutos, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Spanish. Hola, soy Lucia. Mucho gusto. Hi, I'm Lucia. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Spanish phrases. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Spanish. You will be surprised at how easy it is. Are you ready? Listen again to my introduction. Hola, soy Lucia. Mucho gusto. Hi, I'm Lucia. Nice to meet you. Hola, soy Lucia. Mucho gusto. The first word is hola, which means hi or hello. After that comes soy, which means I am. Hola, soy, and then your name. Hola, soy Lucia means hi, I'm Lucia. Finally, say mucho gusto, which means nice to meet you. So all together it is, hola, soy Lucia, mucho gusto. Hi, I'm Lucia, nice to meet you. It's a polite and common way to greet someone. There is also another way to say your name. Instead of soy Lucia, you could say me llamo Lucia. Me llamo literally means I call myself, but we use it to mean my name is. Hola, me llamo Lucia. Mucho gusto. Hi, my name is Lucia. Nice to meet you. Hola, me llamo Lucia. Mucho gusto. Again, let's take a look at these 2 ways to introduce yourself. Hola, soy Lucia. Mucho gusto. Hi, I'm Lucia. Nice to meet you. Hola, me llamo Lucia. Mucho gusto. Hi, my name is Lucia. Nice to meet you. Now it's time for Lucia's Insights. People in Spanish-speaking countries greet each other by shaking hands. But depending on the situation, we often kiss each other on the cheek. So don't be surprised if this happens to you. Do you know how we say thank you in Spanish? You will learn how to say these and many other words in the next lesson. Hasta la próxima. See you then. Hola a todos, soy Lucia. Hi everyone, I am Lucia. Welcome to SpanishPod101.com. Español en 3 minutos, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Spanish. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Spanish. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. ¿Están listos? Are you ready? Empecemos. Let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It's just one word. Gracias. Gracias. Gracias means thank you. To say thank you very much, you just need to add muchas before it. Muchas means very or a lot. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. For a simple thanks, gracias will be enough. If you want to say more than just thanks, muchas gracias is good to use. Now, how do you respond to thank you in Spanish? It's easy. The most common way to say you're welcome is de nada. De nada. Nada means nothing. So, de nada literally means it's nothing. So we use it to mean you're welcome. So when someone says gracias to you, you can simply reply with de nada. Now it's time for Lucia's Insights. If you're not sure about whether to use gracias or muchas gracias, keep it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Gracias can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. Do you know how to say goodbye to your friends in Spanish? In our next lesson, we will learn these and other greetings. Hasta la próxima. See you then. Hola a todos, soy Lucía. Hi everybody, I'm Lucía. Welcome to SpanishPod101.com, Español en 3 minutos, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Spanish. In the last lesson, we learned how to show thanks by saying gracias. In this lesson, we will learn some of the most common greetings used in Spanish. ¿Están listos? Are you ready? Empecemos, let's start. The most used informal greeting is hola. Hola. Hola means hi or hello. We can use it in formal and informal situations at any time of day. It's very convenient. Hola. Now, let's look at some greetings that are used at certain times of day. First is good morning. Good morning in Spanish is buenos días. Buenos días. Buenos días literally means good day, but we use it to mean good morning. During the day, we say buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes means good afternoon. This can be used all day as long as it's light outside. Again, buenas tardes. When it starts to get dark, you can switch to this. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Buenas noches means good evening or good night, depending on the situation. If you're greeting someone in the evening, it means good evening. If you're speaking to someone before you go to sleep, it means good night. Again, that's buenas noches. Now, you can greet people in many different ways in Spanish. Let's review them all again. As a general greeting, hola. In the morning, buenos días. In the afternoon or during the day, buenas tardes. In the evening or at night, buenas noches. Pretty easy, right? Now it's time for Lucia's insights. If you're not sure which greeting is right to use, buenos días, buenas tardes, or buenas noches, just remember that hola can be used at any time of day. During the next lesson, you will learn the meaning of habla inglés. Do you already know it? In our next lesson, you will learn this phrase and more. Hasta la próxima. See you then. Hola a todos, soy Lucía. Hi everybody, I'm Lucía. Welcome to SpanishPod101.com, Español en 3 minutos, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Spanish. In the last lesson, we learned the most common greeting in Spanish. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we are going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you're in a situation where you need help in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. Here is a formal way to say it. Habla inglés? Habla inglés? Again, this means, do you speak English? The word habla is a form of the verb hablar, which means to speak. This is the formal way to say you speak. Hablar is known as a AR verb because it ends in AR. Most AR verbs conjugate in a similar way. To learn how to properly conjugate AR verbs like hablar, please check out our Absolute Beginner series on SpanishPod101.com. Now, let's make this sentence informal. This is done by adding an S to the end of habla. When we do that, we get hablas. Altogether, hablas inglés? Hablas inglés? This is the informal way to ask, do you speak English? The responses you receive could be one of these three. Sí, hablo inglés. Yes, I speak English. Sí, hablo inglés. Sí, hablo un poco. Yes, I speak a little. Sí, hablo un poco. No, no hablo inglés. No, I don't speak English. No hablo inglés. In all of these, hablo means I speak. In the last one, we have no hablo, which is the negative form. It means I don't speak. Now it's time for Lucia's insights. If you want to ask about a different language, just change the word inglés. Here are some language names to get you started. Italiano for Italian. Ruso for Russian. Francés for French. Alemán for German. Do you know how to say I'm sorry in Spanish? In the next lesson, you will learn how to apologize and more. Hasta la próxima. See you then. Hola a todos, soy Lucía. Hi everybody, I am Lucía. Welcome to SpanishFor101.com. Español en 3 minutos, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Spanish. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase ¿Habla inglés? Do you speak English? In this lesson, we are going to learn how to apologize or say excuse me in Spanish. The basic phrase for excuse me is disculpe. Disculpe. We should use disculpe in formal situations, like when we're ordering something at a restaurant. For example, disculpe, un café por favor. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Disculpe, ¿dónde está el baño? Excuse me, where is the restroom? Another way to say excuse me is perdón. Perdón. Just like disculpe, we can use perdón when asking a question or when apologizing. Both of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a different phrase. That phrase is lo siento. It means I'm sorry, and it can be used in both formal and informal situations. Lo siento. Unlike the others, lo siento only has the meaning of I'm sorry and not excuse me. Now it's time for Lucia's insights. Please remember that if we accidentally bump into someone on the street, we don't usually say I'm sorry, lo siento. Instead, we say excuse me, disculpe, or perdón. Are you able to count in Spanish? In the next lesson, we're going to learn the numbers in Spanish from 1 to 10. Hasta la próxima. See you soon.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
¿Ya está el desayuno?
Dame 5 minutos más.
Tengo mucha hambre.
Y yo tengo el control. Baja en 5.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Ya está.
It's ready. It's done.
El desayuno.
Breakfast.
Tener hambre.
To be hungry.
Bajar.
To descend.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
¿Ya está el desayuno?
Dame 5 minutos más.
Tengo mucha hambre.
Y yo tengo el control. Baja en 5.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Por favor, tome mi asiento.
¡Qué lindo! Es usted muy amable, joven.
Muchas gracias. Al cabo me bajo en la siguiente parada.
Ay, joven, no se hubiera molestado, pero en verdad, gracias.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
¡Qué lindo!
How nice.
No se hubiera molestado.
You shouldn't have gone to the trouble.
Amable.
Kind, nice, friendly.
La parada.
Stop.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Por favor, tome mi asiento.
¡Qué lindo! Es usted muy amable, joven.
Muchas gracias. Al cabo me bajo en la siguiente parada.
Ay, joven, no se hubiera molestado, pero en verdad, gracias.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Creo que nos cobraron de más en la cuenta.
¡Qué extraño! Siempre que vengo me cobran lo que pido.
Sí, a mí también. Pero siempre hay una primera.
Por la edad, nos quedan pocas primeras experiencias.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Primero.
First.
Primero. ¡Qué extraño!
How strange.
¡Qué extraño! Cobrar.
To charge.
Cobrar. Pedir.
To order.
Pedir.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Creo que nos cobraron de más en la cuenta.
¡Qué extraño! Siempre que vengo me cobran lo que pido.
Sí, a mí también. Pero siempre hay una primera.
Por la edad, nos quedan pocas primeras experiencias.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
¿Me pasas el menú, por favor?
Sí, nada más escojo lo que voy a pedir.
Bueno, pero el postre yo te lo daré.
Mira nada más, entonces va a salir bien barato.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Barato.
Inexpensive. Cheap.
Barato. Menú.
Menu.
Menú. Postre.
Dessert.
Postre. Escoger.
To choose. To pick.
Escoger. Pedir.
To order.
Pedir.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
¿Me pasas el menú, por favor?
Sí, nada más escojo lo que voy a pedir.
Bueno, pero el postre yo te lo daré.
Mira nada más, entonces va a salir bien barato.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Buenas, ¿cuánto cuesta el uso del internet?
A 10 centavos el minuto. Hay un límite de 30 minutos.
Está bien varas. ¿Y las impresiones a color?
A 30 centavos por hoja.
¿Neta? Pues está re chido eso. Voy a venir más seguido.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
¿Neta? Really? Buenas. Hi. Chido. Awesome. Cool. Seguido. Often.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Buenas, ¿cuánto cuesta el uso del internet?
A 10 centavos el minuto. Hay un límite de 30 minutos.
Está bien varas. ¿Y las impresiones a color?
A 30 centavos por hoja.
¿Neta? Pues está re chido eso. Voy a venir más seguido.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Disculpe, para enviar esta postal, ¿a dónde puedo ir?
Puede comprar una estampilla aquí o puede ir al correo a dejarla.
¿Y está cerca la oficina de correos?
Si tiene auto, sí, pero a pie, no tanto. Es mejor enviarla desde aquí.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Disculpe. Excuse me. Enviar. To send. Dejar. To let, to leave. Correo. Mail, post office. A pie. On foot. Poder. To be able to, can. Estampilla. Stamp. Postal. Postcard.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Disculpe, para enviar esta postal, ¿a dónde puedo ir?
Puede comprar una estampilla aquí o puede ir al correo a dejarla.
¿Y está cerca la oficina de correos?
Si tiene auto, sí, pero a pie, no tanto. Es mejor enviarla desde aquí.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Welcome to Can Do Spanish by SpanishPod101.com.
Hola a todos. Soy Víctor Trejo. Hi everyone. I'm Víctor Trejo. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use essential social expressions such as thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, and I'm sorry.
This is Ben Lee, and he's on the train. A fellow passenger drops his wallet as he exits the train. Ben picks up the wallet and chases after the man. He calls to the man by saying, "Excuse me."
Disculpe.
Listen to the following 3 short dialogues between Ben and the man.
Disculpe. Sí, dígame.
Ben hands the man the wallet.
Muchas gracias. No hay de qué.
Ben turns to board the train, but the door's shut.
Perdón. No hay problema.
Once more with the English translation.
Disculpe.
Excuse me.
Sí, dígame.
Yes, may I help you? Literally, tell me. Ben hands the man the wallet.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
No hay de qué.
You're welcome. Ben turns to board the train, but the door's shut. The man apologizes.
Perdón.
Sorry.
No hay problema.
No problem.
Let's take a closer look at these conversations.
First, do you remember how Ben Lee says, "Excuse me"?
Disculpe.
In this context,
Disculpe.
is used to get someone's attention, and translates as, "Excuse me."
Disculpe.
Disculpe.
This is a formal expression. Ben uses it because he's speaking with someone he doesn't know. Note, this expression can also be used as a mild apology. But here, Ben uses it to get the attention of the person he's chasing after. Remember this expression. You'll use it later in the lesson. Do you remember how the passenger acknowledges Ben by saying, "Yes, tell me"?
Sí, dígame.
First is,
Sí,
yes.
sí, sí,
Next is,
dígame.
which translates as, "May I help you" in this context, but literally means, "Tell me."
Dígame. Dígame. Diga,
Is from the verb,
decir.
meaning to tell.
Decir.
It is attached to the pronoun,
Me.
me, in this context.
Me.
Together it's,
Dígame.
literally, "Tell me."
Dígame.
This is also a formal expression. And the speaker prompts Ben to speak by saying,
Dígame.
altogether,
Sí, dígame.
"Yes, may I help you?"
Sí, dígame.
Sí, dígame.
The second part of the conversation takes place after Ben returns the passenger's wallet. Do you remember how the passenger says, "Thank you very much"?
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Literally, many thanks, but it translates as, "Thank you very much."
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Do you remember how Ben says, "You're welcome"?
No hay de qué.
No hay de qué.
Literally, there is not of what, but it translates as, "You're welcome."
No hay de qué.
No hay de qué.
After the train doors shut and Ben misses his train, do you remember how the passenger apologizes to Ben by saying, "Sorry"?
Perdón.
Perdón.
Sorry.
Perdón.
Perdón.
The passenger feels responsible for Ben missing his train and is apologizing. Do you remember how Ben replies, "No problem"?
No hay problema.
This starts with
No,
which means no or not.
no, no.
Next is
Hay,
there is in this context.
hay, hay. Hay,
Is from the verb
haber,
to have.
haber.
Note, it translates as something like there is in this context. Last is
Problema,
problem.
problema, problema.
Altogether,
No hay problema.
literally means not there is problem, but translates as no problem.
No hay problema.
This is a common phrase used to express that things are all right.
Disculpa,
Is the informal form of
disculpe, disculpa,
excuse me.
disculpa, disculpa, disculpa.
Is used in informal situations, such as when speaking with people of similar age and social status. They are both imperative forms of the verb,
Disculpar.
which means to excuse or to forgive. Let's look at the expressions once more. Listen and repeat or speak along. Pay attention to the body language.
Disculpe. Disculpe. Sí. Dígame. Sí. Dígame. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. No hay de qué. No hay de qué. Perdón. Perdón. No hay problema. No hay problema. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say "excuse me" to get someone's attention? Disculpe. Disculpe. And do you remember how to say yes? Sí. Sí.
Do you remember how to say, "May I help you?" Literally, tell me.
Dígame. Dígame.
And how the passenger says, "Yes, may I help you?"
Sí. Dígame.
Sí. Dígame. Do you remember how to say "thank you very much"?
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. And how to say "you're welcome"? No hay de qué. No hay de qué.
Do you remember how to say, "Sorry"?
Perdón.
Perdón. And do you remember how to say "it's no problem"? No hay problema. No hay problema.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Karen Lee, and you receive a popular Mexican candy from your Spanish teacher. Say, "Thank you very much." Ready?
Muchas gracias.
No hay de qué.
Listen again and repeat.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Mark Lee, and a passenger bumps into you. Respond by saying, "It's no problem." Ready?
Perdón.
No hay problema.
Listen again and repeat.
No hay problema. No hay problema.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Mark Lee, and you see a man drop his wallet. Get his attention. Ready?
Disculpe.
Sí, dígame.
Listen again and repeat.
Disculpe. Disculpe.
This is the end of this lesson.
Remember, these can-do lessons are about learning practical language skills. What's next? Show us what you can do. When you're ready, take your assessment. You can take it again and again, so try anytime you like. Our teachers will assess it and give you your results.
Hasta la próxima. See you next time.
In this video, you learned 20 of the most common words and phrases in Spanish. Hi everybody, my name is Rosa. Welcome to the 800 Core Spanish Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Spanish. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at SpanishPod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Spanish. Okay, let's get started. First is perro, dog, perro, perro, dog. El perro se asustó con el estornudo. The dog was frightened by the sneeze. El perro se asustó con el estornudo. Gato. Cat. Gato. Gato. Cat. El gato rompió el mantel. The cat broke the tablecloth. El gato rompió el mantel. Hamster. 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 Lloró mucho cuando su hámster murió. When her hamster died, she cried a lot. Lloró mucho cuando su hámster murió. Cálido. Warm. Cálido. Cálido. Warm. Le dio un cálido beso en la mejilla. He gave her a warm kiss on the cheek. Le dio un cálido beso en la mejilla. Lluvia. Rain. Lluvia. Lluvia. Rain. No me molesta la lluvia. Rain doesn't bother me. No me molesta la lluvia. Tomate. Tomato. Tomate. Tomate. Tomato. Mi abuelo cultiva tomates en su jardín. My grandfather grows tomatoes in his garden. Mi abuelo cultiva tomates en su jardín. Fresa. Strawberry. Fresa. Fresa. Strawberry. Compra una tarta de fresa, por favor. Buy a strawberry cake, please. Compra una tarta de fresa, por favor. Cereza. Cherry. Cereza. Cereza. Cherry. Quiero comer cerezas. I want to eat cherries. Quiero comer cerezas. Niño. Child. Niño. Niño. Child. Desde niño quiso ser actor. He wanted to be an actor ever since he was a child. Desde niño quiso ser actor. Amigo. Friend. Amigo. Amigo. Friend. Tengo muy buenas amigas. I have very good friends. Tengo muy buenas amigas. Adulto. Adult. Adulto. Adulto. Adult. Ya eres adulto y puedes tomar decisiones por ti mismo. You're already an adult and you can make decisions by yourself. Ya eres adulto y puedes tomar decisiones por ti mismo. Bicicleta. Bicycle. Bicicleta. Bicicleta. Bicycle. ¿Prefieres ir en bicicleta o a pie? Do you prefer to go by bicycle or on foot? ¿Prefieres ir en bicicleta o a pie? Coche. Car. Coche. coche. Car. El coche nuevo es carísimo. The new car is very expensive. El coche nuevo es carísimo. Motocicleta. Motorcycle. Motocicleta. Motocicleta. Motorcycle. No sé cómo manejar una motocicleta. I do not know how to ride a motorcycle. No sé cómo manejar una motocicleta. Scooter. 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 Los scooters son útiles en la ciudad. Scooters are convenient in the city. Los scooters son útiles en la ciudad. Barco. Boat. Barco. Barco. Boat. ¿Vas a comprar un barco? Are you buying a boat? ¿Vas a comprar un barco? Medusa. Jellyfish. Medusa. Medusa. Jellyfish. Las medusas están flotando en el agua. The jellyfish are bobbing in the water. Las medusas están flotando en el agua. Langosta. Lobster. Langosta. Langosta. Lobster. El plato más caro del menú era la langosta. The most expensive dish on the menu was the lobster. El plato más caro del menú era la langosta. Cangrejo. Crab. Cangrejo. Cangrejo. Crab. Los dos cangrejos caminan sobre una piedra. The two crabs are walking on a rock. Los dos cangrejos caminan sobre una piedra. Tortuga. Turtle. Tortuga. Tortuga. Turtle. La tortuga de mar está nadando en el mar. The sea turtle is swimming in the sea. La tortuga de mar está nadando en el mar. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at SpanishPod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! Adios!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day. Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Spanish ebook before it's gone.